guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called 10 Very Finnish Ways to Say I Can't and why each one hits different. Well, I don't know. There's a language that apparently has 10 different ways to say I can't. Well, they're my kind of people, although maybe no should suffice. I don't know, but I guess we'll find out. So let's check it out and comment, like and subscribe.
En voi. I can't. En osaa. I can't. En pysty. I can't. En ehdi. I can't.
I'm guessing N is
Hey,
I.
wait a minute. So many different words in Finnish and they all mean the same in English. Well, in English, I can't is just I can't, right? But imagine having different words to express how and why you can't do something. Is it because you're too tired, or you don't know how, or you just don't have the time?
Oh, they'll tell you.
English tends to flatten all of this into can't or not able to.
Yeah, you have to
Finnish
explain.
makes these distinctions possible through different verbs. And today I am here to uncover them for you.
Because you're not
Sounds
like that.
fun? Let's dive into 10 different ways to say I can't in Finnish. Hey guys, welcome back to a new video, and if this is your first time here, my name is Stefano and you're watching Lingua e Passione, the channel about my and your passion for language. Finnish has a beautifully nuanced system for expressing inability, and depending on the verb that you use, you can express how and why you can't do something.
I love that.
Is
It's so
it more
convenient.
physical, mental, or moral inability? There is actually a plethora of these, but today I'm going to show you the 10 most significant ones, starting from the first verb, that is en osaa. En osaa is when you can't because you literally don't know how something is done. It's about skill or knowledge, or actually a lack thereof. En osaa kokata. I can't cook.
Oh,
I've
cook as
never
in
learned,
kakara.
so I don't know how to make delicious food. This is why I can't. En osaa. I lack the skills for that. En osaa ajaa. I can't drive. I don't.
I love that Ottawa is probably automobile as in car, so I kind of get that. I kind of get the sense of where this is going.
Literally know how to operate
drive.
a car. I don't have a driving license. So I can't drive in the sense that I lack the skills necessary to do that. The second verb today is en saa. En saa is about permission, or again, a lack thereof.
Oh, it's forbidden.
Either someone won't let you do it, or it breaks a rule. In short, you're not allowed to do something. En saa kertoa. I can't tell you. Maybe because someone else told me not to tell you, and I don't want to break the promise. En saa syödä sokeria. I can't eat sugar. Doctor's orders. I'm not allowed. I don't have the doctor's permission to do so.
So curious
So in
and
short,
sugar.
again, en saa, no permission. Okay, so verb number 3 is en ehdi. I love this one. En ehdi is about time or lack thereof. Again,
Oh, I don't have time.
this is when you can't because you don't have the time, your schedule is too full, you are simply too busy. En ehdi hakea lapsia. I can't pick up the kids. This is obviously because you don't have the time to do that. You can't make it in time. En ehdi soittaa
This now what I'm getting is this looks like a very hard language. There's a lot of things to learn.
tänään. I can't call today. If you say this, one understands immediately that the reason why you can't call today is that you're too busy, that you don't have the time today.
Oh my god,
Maybe
it's so
you
long.
will do it tomorrow. Another good one, number 4 today, is en jaksa. En jaksa is for when you don't have the energy. You're just too tired, either
Jaksa's in house?
physically or mentally, to do something.
I want to stay
Or
at
maybe
home.
you are a bit too lazy.
Yeah, I want to stay at home.
En jaksa laittaa ruokaa tänään. I can't cook today, in the sense that I don't have the energy to do so.
Oh, I know
So
that
maybe
it's different than
time
the other.
for a takeaway pizza or something. En jaksa katsoa enää yhtään jaksoa.
This
I
sounds so
can't
weird.
watch another episode. Maybe because I have binge watched a bit too much and now I'm completely wiped. Still
burned
here?
out.
Not too tired yet? Well then, en jaksa clearly does not apply to you and you have enough energy to click like and subscribe to the channel for more content. Okay, we're almost half through and the fifth verb today is en voi. This is the most generic probably and most versatile verb to use.
Oh my.
It's a general purpose can't. It
Why?
doesn't really specify why you can't do something. It's more of an expression of the fact that the circumstances are such that something is simply not possible. En
I love that because it's probably I don't want you, so but in the polite way, I'm just gonna go and well,
voi tulla huomenna. I can't come tomorrow.
plain
It is
simple.
generically impossible for me to come, but I'm not
Because I don't want
specifying
to.
anything as to why or in which way I can't.
I love
Maybe
that
I
one.
have something else to do or for any other reason.
I'm not getting
Sorry,
into specifics.
en voi auttaa.
Sorry.
Sorry, I can't help. I am currently not in a condition to be able to help for
But you don't
whatever
have
reason.
to, but you don't have to
So
tell
if you
them
want to
why.
be vague about why
Vague.
you can't, just go for en voi.
Love that one. My
All right, we
favorite.
got to verbs 6 and 7. Why together? Well, because they are near synonyms. It's en pysty and en kykene.
They
These
sound
two
so dissimilar.
are about physical or mental capability. Usually it's about trying to do something, but failing to do it because it's too hard for you. So usually there is an attempt
Oh.
which fails. En pysty
tried and I couldn't.
nostamaan tätä. I can't lift this.
It's too
Because
heavy.
it's simply too heavy for me. So I attempt lifting it,
But I
but
couldn't.
I fail because it's too hard. I can't do it. En pysty and en kykene are near synonyms, as I told you a few seconds ago, but I do feel there is a slight nuance there. En pysty is more practical and situational often, while en kykene is maybe a little bit more internal. It's about your heart. And
Oh.
also a bit more dramatic maybe.
Oh, I like
En
that
kykene
one.
puhumaan siitä vielä. I can't talk about it yet. When it's
Oh,
emotionally
I'm
too
reclaimed.
difficult to talk about something, you may go for en kykene. If you
Love
are a
that.
Finnish native speaker, please let me know in the comments if you agree or if you don't feel this difference at all. I'd appreciate that. Kiitos etukäteen. Number 8, en kehtaa. This is a good one. En kehtaa is about shame and social hesitation. Some might say this is probably the most Finnish one.
What?
It's for when you could do something, but you'd rather die first because it would be simply socially too awkward.
That's so
En
dramatic.
kehtaa mennä yksin juhliin. I can't go to the party alone.
Oh,
Meaning
I'll
I
die.
can't bring myself to go alone because that would be too embarrassing for me. Verb number 9 is en kestä. En kestä is about the inability to emotionally handle something, which is a fancy way to say something is just too much for you and you can't take it anymore. You can't stand it.
Oh, like I'm
En
leaving.
kestä katsoa tätä elokuvaa. I can't watch this movie. Whether it's because it's too sad or too cringy for you, you just can't stand watching it.
Oh, okay.
This is
so
a
this
pretty
tastes.
practical one. Next time you can't stand something, you can
Okay.
simply say en kestä, and everybody will understand
I've had it.
it's time to stop. Our last verb today is en malta. En malta is about impatience. Usually it is used with verbs such as odottaa, which means to wait. En malta
I can't-
odottaa viikonloppua.
You can't
I
quit because you're
can't
excited.
wait for the weekend. I'm too impatient, too eager to go on a trip or to relax on my couch, whatever it is that I am planning to do on the weekend. En malta odottaa. En malta olla kertomatta, että I can't help telling you that blah blah blah. I'm too eager or too excited to keep it for myself. I have to tell you.
It burst.
En malta. And speaking of in Malta odottaa, I can't wait to be back with a new video very soon. I hope this video gave you a glimpse into how rich and expressive language can be. What seems like a simple I can't in English becomes a whole world of reasons, emotions, and subtle meanings in Finnish. You see, this is part of why I often say that language learning is not just about memorizing vocabulary and grammar, but rather about discovering new ways to look at the world, to think, and to understand people. If you enjoyed this, leave a comment with the verb that surprised you the most today, and I'll see you in the next one. Moikka!
This I thought was incredible. I hadn't thought of the fact because I like how particular this is. I don't know if all Finnish sort of verbs are like this or all Finnish expressions work like this, but if this is how they work, I love it because it's very specific. I think it's quite economical. I think a way of an economical view of things, and I think of language, obviously in this case. But because we in English, and obviously I'm going to compare this to English, is how, because I can't is just one word, which I think should be enough. That should be, you're telling me to do this, and I'm just going to tell you I can't. I don't have to go into specifics unless obviously someone asks me, oh, but why? Which I think it's obviously it's how most people would answer, oh, but why? And then you have to explain yourself. You have to go, oh, because of, I can't, because of all the million reasons that you can't do something. But it's a back and forth of someone has to say whatever, oh, but why? Or you have to explain, I can't because, and yada, yada, yada. But I love that in this case, no, the I can't, it's going to tell you what it is already, but it's only what, two or three words? I think it's only 2 words in most cases. No, I think it's just always is 2 words. It's I can't. So except the I can't, well, the I, yes, I think it's A. But they can't, it's where, no, it just means something different because it's going to depend on the intention already. It's not just a verb as in, it's it's not a verb. It's just, again, you can't, I can't explain it, but it's just, no, it's not the word. I don't know. This is actually would be pretty hard to understand. I think for maybe a Finnish, yeah, because I think if you're in English and you're learning Finnish, I think it would be easier, but I think for a Finnish person that's learning English, I think this would be harder actually, because if you have so many words when you're speaking of I can't, and they already have 10 words, well, not 10 words, 10 expressions that already signify the same thing. I think it would be very hard for them to understand the concept of, no, you're just going to have one thing. It just means the same thing for everything. And then if you want to explain, then you have to add more words, but probably obviously they have the words, but I think obviously how the language I think works for them is just different. So I think it would be quite an adjustment. I think it would be a little bit harder to learn, vice versa. I think it would be harder for Finns to learn this and instead for English speakers to learn this, because I think it would be a little bit, I think it's easier probably. Well, he spoke about not memorizing, and obviously when you're learning a language, it's not about memorizing because you have to learn how to speak, you have to learn to think about this, and you have to learn how to think in the language. So of course it's not going to be about memorizing. But I do believe it's gonna be, I don't know, I think it's hard, of course, because then you have, I don't have to explain myself as in because of. No, it's just tell me what it is. I have to learn the different sort of versions, and then I have to apply this into what the circumstance is. But I love it, and that's what I was going with the whole economical thing, because you don't have to over-explain. You don't have to go why, no, or because. No, it's already going to be a whole explanation in one sentence, which I think that rarely happens. Well, not rarely, but I think sometimes it's not that common in English, unless in this circumstance. But I love it because it's one explanation, and I don't have to do anything. I think it was the en boy, I think, because that's the most generic one, as in I can't. I'm not going to go into any specifics. I love it because you need to explain yourself. It's just, no, that's it. I can't, period. And it's no one's going to be, oh, but why? It's boy, I just can't, whatever. I can't. And I like it because it saves you, I think, from, and obviously I'm thinking because the other things are they do have, I think they have a point. I don't know. It's just, can you cook? No, I can't because I can't cook. And there's a sentence for that. Oh, can you go pick up this? I can't because I don't have the time. But sometimes I think when awkward, and I'm thinking of maybe something very specific, but when you're in social situations, then maybe, and well, not the party one, as in, oh, I'm gonna be very embarrassed. I'm gonna be too embarrassed to go alone. No, I'm talking about maybe some certain social situations in which you don't want to go because whether I know someone asks you out to a party, to go to dinner, I don't know, to do something, and maybe you don't want to because of reasons related to I don't like the people that they're, I don't like this group of people where they're inviting me, or I don't know, it's a really good excuse. I'm thinking of that one because it's the most obvious one. Always if you're tired, you're just going to go with the other option of, oh, I'm tired. But I just sometimes when it's a little bit awkward, maybe it's just I don't want to go with this group of people, or I don't feel like going into this particular place because I don't like it, or just because again, humans have very particular reasons and they can be particular about a lot of things. So I love it that because it gets awkward when someone asks something, they'll tell you to, oh, let's meet out or let's do something. And the awkward, obviously you're not going to tell them, I don't like you, I don't like your friends, or I don't like the plan. Sometimes obviously the honesty would be the best, the best way forward usually. But sometimes in certain social situations, it can be a little bit awkward. Obviously you don't want to get into this whole thing about, I'm not sure, I don't really like these people. You're not going to go, you don't want to get into this whole thing. So you just go, I can't. But obviously, if you're in English, I think chances are people are going to, they're going to say, oh, but why? And then you have to lie if that's the actual reason why you don't want to go. And you have to lie and say, oh, I'm tired, I can't because, I have work, I don't have the time, or whatever. But in this case, I love that they actually have a sentence, and why? I can't, and there's gonna be no answer. No one's gonna be replying to you. It's gonna be, oh yeah, sure, I understand. Love that. It's, oh my god, that's so incredible. Wish we would adapt that just because it would save you, I think, some, I don't know, just the weight and the burden of being, oh no, I'm going to tell these people that I don't want to go here because of some other situation. I don't know, I really like that part of just, it's, oh, although I can't, usually I think I can't should be a full sentence as in no. I shouldn't feel the need to explain myself why my answer is no. I think humans, I don't know if that happens in other languages or is this also thing about human condition, maybe Finns also deal with this. I think sometimes, especially when it's a negative answer, as in no, I can't, people feel the need to, oh, but you have to over-explain yourself or just explain yourself because people are going to be, but why? There's always going to be the whole, I know, they want to know why, why you can't or why is the answer no, why is it a negative reply? But I don't think you should, obviously. I don't know. It's just a thing. Again, maybe it's just me. But I think maybe, again, no, it's a full answer. I can't is a full answer. I don't have to explain myself to you. And it may sound a little bit, oh my god, that's so obnoxious. But I don't know. I just feel like sometimes the answer is no. And I shouldn't feel the need to explain. Especially when, obviously, there are sometimes where I really do have to explain yourself, obviously. But sometimes, I'm just saying, sometimes you don't need to explain yourself. And people shouldn't feel the need to, extract the answer from you as in why is the answer no, it's no, I don't want to explain myself, just no, and that's it. And without any hurt feelings, of course, it's just very, oh, okay, it's fine, which I think Finns apparently do that a lot. It's just there's no hard feelings, there's anything involved, it's just okay, no, and that's it. You can't come to my party. It's okay. It's fine. I'm not gonna hate you for it. I'm not gonna I don't know, bring this in 6 months. Hey, you didn't come to my party. No, it's fine because I already told you I couldn't because of, and boy, I just couldn't because of any particular reason. And the other, I think I can't remember that one. I think it was probably harder to pronounce and that's why I can't remember. The one that was just you're very emotional is I can't. I love because it was in Pika or something. It was something with a P. But I love that it was very also, I think, very sort of emotional in a way that it's just very, I can't, as in my feelings do not allow me to do this because I am imagining something, I'm imagining so many social sort of situations, very dramatic situations, as in maybe again, you're breaking up with someone and instead of telling you, like, oh, but why? Or, so please come back and you say, I can't, but instead of saying I can't, you're just going to reply with this, the one if my emotions do not allow me to do this. I can't stay with you because of this. It's about emotions. It's about being. I'm very overwhelmed by this. I can't, and that's it. So I love it. Now I want to learn Finnish, but to use it in this hypothetical dramatic situations. But the one thing I have to say is that I'm loving all the variations, but it does look like a very hard language, which I think I knew. Yeah, I think I have it in my mind that Finnish is a very hard language. But when I look at videos and when I see videos like this, I'm just struck by, no, this is extremely, extremely hard. Not just, again, it's very useful, but I can't imagine learning all of this. And this is one tiny, tiny part of what you have to learn if you actually learn Finnish. And even the pronunciation, the writing, sometimes, even though some things are kind of, I don't know, can remind me of other words in English, as in the one for automobile and I think the cook one, sort of similar. If I really do put my mind to it, I can maybe see the similarities. But obviously when you're learning something, it's not about similarities, it's about learning something, obviously from scratch. And this looks extremely, extremely hard, not just in pronunciation. That sounds crazy, like I've never heard in my life. I have no idea what this means. And when you look at the writing, it's just extremely, I have no idea what this means either. So it's just a very hard language, but I think it's worth it. I think the payoff is great if you're allowed to say the I can't in 10 different ways. But that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.